Let's start with the British trials in Birmingham this indoor season. You claimed the 400-meter title in 51.4 seconds. It couldn't have gone any better, right?
Yeah, I was happy. I think the 3 rounds in 2 days can be a bit taxing, but everyone's doing it. I'm not the only one. So it's just about managing my energy levels through the rounds, like making sure I give myself enough possible boost for the final. But I actually had some trouble issues coming back from America. I was getting in a day later than I wanted. So it was quite a quick turnaround in terms of just getting over jet lag and just really trying to, I guess, mentally I was pretty tired, but physically I knew I was okay. So kind of just relying more on my physical fitness, getting through the rounds, and just kind of making sure I did enough to book my flight for Europeans and now Worlds. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was nice to be in Birmingham and with a British home crowd again. It's always an honour, and I love competing over the British fans. So it was great.
And a week before that, you posted a world leading time in the 400 meters. So your confidence must have been at all-time high going into the event.
Yes, definitely. I think that was not a breakthrough race, but I started training for this new season quite late, just after the Olympics. So even though I think coach knew where I'm at, I needed to see the time to like fully understand, okay, like I'm fine. I didn't need to panic about how training is going and stuff. So definitely gave me a boost. I think the fact that I ran very close to my PB with less training kind of showed I probably got a little bit more left to see where we can go to drop that time a little bit further down. But no, I think everything's been great. Really enjoy my setup, similar to what it was when I was in college. But no, I was great form. It was nice to be able to do it at Arkansas where I trained. So yeah, it's been fun for sure.
I think that showed again, obviously, at the European Championships last weekend. It was obviously it was a
Yeah.
flawless heat. You're unfortunately disqualified for the lane infringement. How frustrating was that given the form you showed in that race?
Extremely. Like I think that was it. I didn't expect to even run that fast in the first round, but I guess that was kind of where my body was at, and I wasn't giving like full exertion of energy in that race. So when I saw the clock, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like this champ is about to be something really special. If I'm gonna not only shock other people but shock myself in terms of kind of what I'm able to achieve and what I run. So for it to be something I've never actually had an issue with before, like I've never been disqualified for a full start or any type of lane infringement. So this is the first, and it was just unfortunate that I had to be a champ. So I was really looking forward to competing in and competing against the best of the best in Europe. So it definitely was a hard pill to swallow, but it's just the nature of the sport. You win some, you lose some. I think it was just for me getting mentally ready for the relay on the last day and just thinking really about the girls and what's at stake for us in that, and kind of leaving the individual behind until after the champs, which I was able to kind of reflect on since being back in London.
And you speak obviously about the relay. You did manage to obviously bounce back, national record, silver medal. How did that feel?
It was great. I think we just have so much talent in the 400 in Britain alone right now. So like, I feel like at this point we're always going to be guaranteed a medal. Hopefully, things going well and everything goes to plan. It's just kind of what color is that medal. So for us to get a silver and then also break the national record, which I think they had it last year as well. So we took a little bit off what they ran last season. But yeah, I think it's great. We just got so many girls, and I'm looking forward to outdoors and seeing how we can keep pushing that time and really kind of finishing off the back of how successful the Olympics was, just seeing what we can do for the 2025 season.
And obviously another opportunity in the World Indoor Championships in China on the weekend of the 21st. Do you see this as that like kind of perfect opportunity to bounce back from the Europeans and get that medal you deserve around your neck?
Yeah, I think so. I think it hurt a little bit more not being at European just because it did feel like a kind of a home champs away from home. The support was always great. Stands were filled. My family was there. My agent was there. I had a lot of kind of support. So I'm hoping that China have done a like, good job in getting everyone to come to Worlds. I know it's probably not, China is far away, so it's harder for the fans to get to. But I think it'll be really good. The competition's still there. It's not going to be easy. I think again, it's just having the same mentality that I had with Europeans. Like, nothing is earned, nothing is given, all is earned. So I just need to go out there and just execute a good race and just be competitive. And we'll see where that ends me with. But with no relay going to World, it'll just be really nice to just focus on my individual and doing what I need to do to get on the podium.
And I just wanted to take you back to last summer, your Olympic debut in Paris. How did you find the experience of just firstly being in Paris, both on and off the track?
It was awesome. I didn't do much exploring. Honestly, I was kind of locked in the room in the Team GB camp area within the village. But in terms of just Paris, being out there, the atmosphere, the crowd, it was just unbelievable. I mean, it really felt like London 2012 all over again, honestly, because Paris is just so close to us. But they did an amazing job. Everything was streamlined. There were no issues, no faults. It was just, yeah, it just so much joy and proudness going up there representing my nation. And I was pretty nervous for the mixed relay because I wasn't actually planning on doing that, which is my first event at the Olympics. But they brought me in for the final. And I remember like everyone else had already ran the first round. So they'd like gone through the whole process. But I was like walking through, like going out, like, oh my gosh, like I'm scared. Like, oh, like this is like the Olympic campaign starts. But literally as soon as I walked out and heard the roar and then saw all the Union Jack flags and the British support, I was like, yeah, like I'm right at home. Like this is going to be a great champ. So yeah, it was such a thrilling experience. I wish I could do it all over again, but it's kind of one of those things I kind of parked it into last year, and now kind of just moving forward to what we've got to get done for this season.
And obviously two bronze medals as well, one in the mixed. Can you walk us through the emotions you felt when obviously you had like the medal ceremony and securing those medals?
Yeah, I just feel like again, it's very hard to even be an Olympian, to make your team, your national team, to go out there and represent them on the highest level in any sport is just an honor. So to get that far was already like a tick for me, but then to be able to come away with a medal, like it's such a small percent who get it. When you think of all the athletes who were there, only three athletes or three teams finish on top. So it was just a moment I've dreamed about for a while. Obviously, individually, still the goal for me, and that's what I'm looking for in 2028. But to start off my Olympic campaign with two bronzes, like with my teammates, amazing group of people, it was just, yeah, it was a very proud moment for not only me, but for everyone who's been involved in my story and everyone who's helped, and my coach and my parents, my family, all the support. It's like I couldn't have been there without them. So I think it was kind of a more like sigh of relief. Like all the sacrifices, all the hard work that you guys have put in is paying off, and I'm just grateful I can now share that with all of them.
And aside from the medals, was there a favorite memory from your first Olympics?
You know what? I know this is gonna sound so crazy, but trying the chocolate muffin. I don't know if you know about that, but it went pretty viral on a lot of people's TikToks. So I was like, you know what? Let me hop on the trend and like let me actually see how this muffin is. So I liked it. I have a big sweet tooth, so I actually treated myself. I think I had it after the final 4x4 relay because I was like, I'm not gonna eat it before. Like, yeah, stay on task, stay disciplined. But then after that, I had that muffin and a slice of pizza, which is really, really good. So yes, that was a great memory. Like that satisfaction of my season's over. I can finally kind of eat whatever I want to eat and I can relax.
Yeah, because you say about obviously you had like a heavy workload going into you had so many races before the Olympics. How were you able to kind of like manage that workload going into such a big moment for you?
I mean, honestly, I just put it to Coach Johnson, Chris Johnson at my University of Arkansas. I put a lot of trust in him getting me through this season. I don't ever think I thought about how many races I had in my mind. Like I knew the goal going in to the Olympics. I knew what I wanted to accomplish, and I kind of wasn't going to let anything get in the way of that. And to be honest with you, like I've seen it being done before. I've seen collegiates have a long season and then come to the games and win medals. So it's not anything new. I just feel like everything was a mindset thing at this point. And I had a psychologist called Cara who I still work with now. Like she's part of my team. But those 3 weeks before I stepped on the line for my first race, I was speaking to her either daily or having sessions like twice, 3 times a week. And I think it was just a lot of mental prep to keep me focused and to get me through. So even though I might have slightly felt a little bit tired, more so mentally than physically, I knew that I trained for this and like this is a goal from the get go. Like regardless of what happened in the NCAA system, like I knew I wanted to be an Olympic finalist. So it was just mentally just staying tougher, and the psychology just was a big pivotal point for that for me getting through it.
And throughout your career, I feel like you've always been a record breaker. I mean, you kicked off 2024 breaking the indoor 200-meter record. Do you think we'll see that record fall again this season from you?
The 200 or just like any record.
Or any record, but
Oh, yeah. I mean, the goal is always to break records. I think. I mean, I'm going to put it out there because why not? It's the sports, but I think the British record will go again, and I'm hoping to really push it into the 48s. That is a goal of mine. To be the first British woman to ever run 48. seconds outdoors would just be amazing. And yeah, that's kind of what I've set my sights on. And I know that a 48 is medal contention. Like that is the level of 400 right now in the world. It is risen since the last Olympics, so it is going to take a lot more to get on that podium. So I think it's just I'm excited with the girls that we have. I'm excited to push myself, and yeah, I'm definitely excited to kind of push that record even further down, lower it as much as possible, so no one can break it for a while.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, breaking Christine Ohuruogu's record, she's been a mentor for you throughout your career. How has her personal journey inspired you, and what have you learned from her so far?
Yeah, I think just a lot of resilience with Christine. Like she is so underrated and should really be talked about more, if I'm honest with you. But kind of just seeing how she has dominated every level of competition and just her ease, like I don't know, just watching how she races. Like no 400 runner is the same, but it's kind of like that faith from gun to tape that she's trusting her plan, and regardless of how her other competitors run, like she's always got it right and stuck to what she knows and finished really strong and found herself on a podium. So, no, I'm just very honoured that she's part of my team. I speak to her here and there as we get closer to champs. We still talk a little bit more. But yeah, she's just a great figure, great role model, and I grew up watching her, and especially with us sharing Lloyd Cowan, who passed away in 2020, and then setting up the Lloyd Cowan bursary to help athletes and coaches. I think it's all kind of just tied in really nicely to kind of what's going on with my career right now. So no, it's a really exciting time. I'm just grateful to kind of keep the British record within the family ties. But yeah, a lot of love for her, and I'm just grateful that she's available to me to talk to at any time.
And I just want to touch again, just on the record, just with the Olympics, another remarkable feat from you was breaking three British records at a single games, and that was joining the legendary Mary Rand. How does it feel to have your name alongside hers in the record books?
Phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't think many people actually know that fact. My mom was very, she's found out a lot about that, and she did the research. She kind of saw instantly that, oh yeah, like I've hit the record books. I'm breaking three records in one champs. But no, it's an honor. Like as I say, I'm just so blessed that Team GB that we have so much strength. Like for us to be able to, I think we're the only nation to get 5 out of 5 medals in all the relays. I mean, that's better than USA, that's being at the top. So no, I was just extremely grateful to be part of history, but also just have the ability, and my teammates, we went out there with a mission, and we knew what the goal was, and we knew that we wanted to get a medal, and that's what we did. And it just bodes really well for the rest of the season, and then kind of just leading into that next Olympic cycle. Like I think the team, well, I'll speak for them or myself maybe, but we want gold. Like it is always nice picking up silver and bronzes, but I don't see why we can't keep pushing and can keep continuing to be the best relay in the world. And I feel like that's kind of what we're looking for within these next 4 years, to just really keep like getting us up there, dropping down our individual times, and just pushing for them and chasing the Americans.
Definitely. In terms of the US, obviously you are one of many British athletes who have made the move there, and it's played like a big role in your progression as an athlete. Is the plan to continue training in the States long term? Obviously, when you're not at events and championships.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I've told most people, like until I'm done with track, I will be based in America. And I just think with where I am, the setup, the coach, my training partners, it just wouldn't really make sense for me to go anywhere else. I have complete and utter trust in my coach, and his program works and it's still working. So I knew that even with the transition going from college to pro, there's a lot of people talk about the NCAA girls or guys will go crazy during college and they kind of struggle to make the transition post, or kind of it takes them a little bit longer. But I just think as I said, I just have so much faith in my setup, and I train hard, and nothing has really changed in that aspect. Like I still have the same mindset, still have the same drive, and I think kind of already with this indoors and how it's gone, I think people can see that like it's not, we're still working, we're still pushing, and I'm still able to run fast. So I'm grateful for the position I'm in. And even though there's not much to do in Arkansas, it's paying off on the track side, and I feel like that's what matters.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to talk about obviously you've had a lot of setbacks in terms of battling injuries early on in your career. In 2024, like how did you adapt your training to stay on top of your game? And obviously get the amazing results you got?
I honestly just think I was a little bit more intentional of everything, like from my sleep to my nutrition to just like the small things like a proper cool down, a good warm up, just taking care of my body more. Like I was just so intentional with every aspect of my career. Like it wasn't even just the training, like it was like everything off the track really. I just cleaned it up because I knew like it was going to be a big year. I knew it was also going to be a long year, so like having an injury wasn't in my head going to be part of the plan. Like, and I this to be fair, this has been my first injury free season, well 2024, for a very long time. So yeah, I mean kudos to my team, the physios that I worked with, the University of Arkansas, the doctors. They kept me going, they kept me right. I had a lot of treatment that I got weekly to work on some back issues that I've always left to some of my injuries in my lower legs. So yeah, we just stayed on top of things that maybe I haven't done as well as previous seasons. And I think that was really why I was able to stay healthy and continue to run even past what probably most people would have thought, given how many races I ran post Olympics or pre, sorry.
And we're heading back to Tokyo for the World Championships in September. After missing out on the Olympics in Tokyo, how fired up are you to show the Japanese capital what they've been doing on the track?
I'm excited. I've never been to Tokyo. It's always been on my list. And yeah, 2020 or 2021 Olympics was a really tough one for me. I definitely wasn't in the right mind space to even go out there and do well at trials. But coming dead last was embarrassing. And they did take everyone in that final but me. So it was quite a tough pill to swallow. But I think after that, I made the transition to transfer to another school. And I literally said, like, yeah, I'm making the 2024 team and like nothing's stopping me. Like I'm going to make sure that I'm there ready and not only just trying to make the team, but be there in contention with the best. So yeah, to have another opportunity to go back there is going to be great. I heard so much about the Olympics and, you know, with COVID and everything for this champ, it's going to be way different. And I think it's going to be exciting. I mean, I know it's not the Olympics, but it's still the best of the best competing over there. And no, I'm really excited to see the city after I run. That's like the cherry on the top for me. Like everything done, execute, run fast, and then kind of have time to just enjoy it and take it all in before we leave and come back home.
And just finally, what does the perfect 2025 season look like for you?
An individual medal and the British record. Where this individual medal will come from, I don't know. Like it might be indoors, it might be outdoors, it might be both. But I think that's the next step for me. I'm just kind of I want to cement myself as one of the best 400 runners, and I want to be on the podium, and I want to be on the top of the podium. So it's kind of just looking at what I've got to do this year, like where I need to be physically, mentally, spiritually. It's a day-to-day stuff that I've just got to stay on top of. But just not being in school, graduating, having no schoolwork, that has just been amazing. Just more time to feed into myself and what I need to do. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting year, given I stay healthy and just continue to trust my coach in the plan.